but you could be true and you could be yourself and comfortable in your skin and just represent what's real to you.
I'm very much in a space right now where I'm not doing anything that's going to compromise my peace and happiness. So I think just taking control, making sure you like maintain your power, don't give your power away to anybody. That I feel like is the key to like truly being happy.
Hey, bro, you better get ready to buckle up because this shit don't get no easier, bro. Once you think the grind gets easier, come on, bro, you silly, man. This grind's only for the strong ones, bro. And if you weak, I suggest you go ahead and leave. It's tough, but it's true. Be safe.
Until you figure it out, find you a hustle, make your money, and like you gotta have something figured out. Like you gotta have a goal. And you just gotta work towards. You gotta manifest. So like it's a whole lot of power in your tongue, and you just gotta speak it into existence and work.
What's happening, everybody? It's your boy Creative. Go ahead, say it with me. We are back at it again, fam. To create something great. My fault. I got a little tongue tied there, but nonetheless, listen. I appreciate y'all for joining us live. In order to what we're going to be doing today is being able to go through all of our bots, right? All of our option algo bots that we've created. In addition to being able to go through them, I need to find out what's working. I need to find out what's not working. Then we're going to take all that information and being able to create a bot based off of that. So we're going to create it step by step, but I'm doing it a little different. I'm using the past data in order to assist us in order to create the strategy. Now we're still going to be following our steps, right? So if you have been following us, you know we go through a series of steps in order to create an algo strat, right? So in order for our strategy ideation, I'm going to be using our past bots in order to figure out what's working, what's not, and then really just being able to get into this. So if you haven't already, go ahead and make sure that you smash that like and subscribe button. So let's jump into this thing. So this is going to be our vibe coding session. I am going to be using Claude Code in order to do this. I know there's been questions with respect to which AI do I use when it comes to being able to assist me with coding. I use Claude Code. The reason being so is because they're efficient. It gets the job done. I'm not going to hold you. There are still some times that you do need a hand hold it. So I do switch in between models. Primarily the time I'm using Opus. The 4.5, 4.6 is just a little bit too rich for me. Reason being so is because it eats up at the tokens, right? So I don't know. I may use 4.6 Opus or I may just use 4.5. So this is going to be our vibe coding session. This is going to be part 5 of it. And again, with this, we're going to be taking our lessons that we have from our previous bots in order to create this. So this is going to be what I'm going to be jumping back and forth to, right? Our little brainstorming card here that we have, right? And don't worry, I'm going to make it a bit bigger. Pause so you can be able to see this. So let's go ahead and jump over to cursor. Gucci them. Let me make sure there's no problems. Well, hold on. All right, Guopiter. So I'm in cursor. What I'm going to do, I already have a project file where we keep all of our algo bots. So I'm going to go ahead and open that up. So how do I, and what is Cursor? Cursor is a code editor that is built on top of Visual Studios. So for those that are comfortable with being able to use Visual Studios, Cursor is just a bit of an upgrade for it, right? So I'm going to go ahead and open a project, and then the project that I'm looking for is our options algo bots. I'm pretty sure. All right, beautiful. This is just something I was working on before, but so you can see I have over 20 bots that I've created, right? Some that I've retired. Honestly, like lifetime, I think I've made over like 40, 44 to this point, 44, 48, somewhere around there. Some have graduated, some haven't graduated. But what I wanted to take the 20 that are live right now, I want to figure out, and as you can see, these bots are option algo bots, right? So these are bots that trade options, right? And options that are 0 DTE. And these are option bots that trade QQQ. QQQ is the top 100 tech companies within the NASDAQ. So if you want to take a look at some of the QQQ holdings, so we can actually see it. I actually just went to Invesco because QQQ is from Invesco, and I'm going to go to holdings. So here's just some of the holdings. Matter of fact, let me just get all of the holdings, right? So QQQ is the top 100 tech companies within the NASDAQ. The difference between the NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange is the New York Stock Exchange is one of the OGs when it comes to being able to buy and sell different assets, right? Now, there's still, if you go to New York, right, there's still people legit handing in paper to be able to submit their buy and sell orders, right? Whereas NASDAQ is all online. So that's where they were able to say, all right, bet. But if you, there's a video that I created on like a real deep dive into QQQ. So if you know the history of it, QQQ started with the tech bubble, right? So it started in 99, and as we all know, tech bubble happened 2000, 2001. That was 9/11. But nonetheless, tech bubble happened. QQQ stomped. I said it went from the highest high. It took it 15 years. I know it's 10 plus years. I know it's 10 to 15 years. But if you, I'll go ahead and drop the video where I really break this down. But it took it over 10 years to be able to recover back to its high when it first launched. Then it's been going well since then. I'm not going to hold you. This is not financial advice. If you do seek financial advice, please make sure you talk to a certified financial planner, those that are licensed in order to assist you. This is merely educational, right? But based on what I've seen, QQQ has been something that's been holding steady, right? So just looking at some of the holding, oh shit, I've been talking about this. My fault. I got to get used to that. My fault, gang. My fault. So these are some of the holdings within QQQ. Let me just exaggerate that a bit, right? So as of the 18th of March, these are some of the holdings. We know Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Tesla, Alphabet Class A, that is Google. Then we have Facebook. I'm never calling you Meta. And this is YouTube. How ironic. Then we also have Walmart, Broadcom, Micron, Costco, Netflix, Palantir. Let's go like in the middle. So Workday, Charter Communications, Kraft Heinz, that's an interesting one. We have ARM Holdings, that's another interesting one. So as you can see here, it's quite diverse. Oh, for anybody that plays 2K, this is the individuals that make 2K. Take-Two Interactive Software. For those that are my gamers out there, they make 2K. But nonetheless, so that's QQQ. Let's go take a look at SPY real quick. SPY Holdings. And QQQ came from Invesco. Whereas SPY is an ETF that takes the top 500. All right, fam. Every time with these fucking cookies, I'm not gonna hold you. The ones that you strictly need, fam. That's it. All right, so let's go to the holdings, and you're going to see some overlay, right? We saw Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon. You're going to get Google again, Broadcom. You're also going to get YouTube, Facebook, Tesla, Berkshire Hathaway. This is just the top 10 holdings that is within SPY, right? So you're going to get some overlay with regards to, like, because it's the top 500 companies. Top 500 companies definitely have some that are in the tech sector, right? Whereas QQQ is just giving us all tech. So one is seeing like, all right, bet I want to be able to gauge the overall market sentiment. So maybe use SPY, which is the S&P 500. It is an ETF, the top 500 companies within the New York Stock Exchange, right? So New York Stock Exchange, OG. You're taking the top 500 companies. So whenever you're looking at SPY, you can be able to gauge, all right, if SPY is down, one can say, and again, this is just my school of thought, one of my technical indicators that I'm using. If SPY is down, one can say that the market is overall down, right? If SPY is up, one can say that the overall market is up, right? Because it's the top 500. Now, the market is full with thousands of stocks, right? So I don't want to limit it to being able to say, all right, bet these are only the 500 to be able to look at. But listen, my gang, it is the top 500, so I think it is something to be able to consider. I feel like I was just all right. Let's go back here. So now what we're going to do is I want to take so I have these 20 different strategies. I talked about QQQ, I talked about SPY, and these strategies are either we have, okay, let me go to the family. That breaks it down a little bit better. So I have the momentum breakout strategy. So what is a momentum breakout? I'm looking to make sure that if the price is going one way, I want to be able to catch the breakout, right? Whether it's a breakout, whether it's a bullish breakout or a bearish breakout. A bullish breakout is meaning that we're thinking that the market is going to go up, right? So we can catch that wave. Or a bearish breakout, we think that the market is going to go down. So it's bi-directional, right? We just don't trade calls. We trade calls and puts. But 0 DTE, and let me know if this is a bit too much, right? I do have several videos within the channel that proper breaks this down. So I'm expecting y'all to be able to follow me, but also don't follow me, but follow me as we go through this. But nonetheless, we have our talk about momentum breakout. Then we have a mean reversion strategy. Mean reversions are just going to be strategies that revert back to its average. So we're betting that it's going to go back to its average. Then we have the squeeze breakout, structural. Oh, you don't need to see that. My fault. Structural, and then moving average crossover. So let's go ahead and get what I need so I can run Claude Code. I know I said I wasn't going to use it, but let me just, for the people them, let me just go ahead and bring it out. I'm going to go ahead and bring out Opus 4.6. Hold on. All right, we're Guapitor. My fault. I just had to adjust the mic real quick, but it's Gucci now. It's Gucci. It's Gucci. All right, hold on. I just want to make sure y'all can proper see. There's no issues. All right, Guapitor. So what I want to grab, I got to grab my little prompt first, because what I'm noticing is that if you don't start with a prompt, a prompt that is properly vetted a little bit, like you're wasting time. So what I want to do is go ahead and drop in my prompt. And this prompt is going to be, you are a senior Python developer, quantitative systems engineer specializing in 0 DTE options, algorithmic trading systems. So all that's saying is, all right, Claude, you're my senior Python developer, right? So you're my AI coding assistant, and you specialize not only in quant systems, but algo trading systems for 0 DTE options. And these are the options contracts that we trade. All right, bet. So what I want to say now is review our current fleet. Then review. I have a trade report file, and this trade report file, what it does, it aggregates all of the that doesn't matter because I was working on it. So what it does, it aggregates all of the trading performance for all of our bots, so I can have it in a nice little neat way, right? Simple little Python file that I created in order to do this. So what I'm going to do is have Claude Code use this. And I'm also going to give you the change log so you can see what we've done. Then let's pull all bots performance YTD year to date. Then create a calendar for it so we can review and make sure we can bounce from month to month and drill down on bots without issue, bruv. Where applicable, make sure to use your skills and cite when it is used. Also, ensure to keep your responses under, let me do 312 total tokens per output message for the duration of this sprint. So I'm going to be bouncing between like two different okay. This is a multi-step. Oh, excuse me. What I'm saying, I'm going to be bouncing between two different folders. Right now, I'm in my algo bots folder where I keep all of our option algo bots. Then what I'm going to be doing is going to our folder where Like I back test all of our strategies, right? And what is a back test? A back test is being able to take an idea or take an inkling that you, and while it's doing this, I'm just going to talk a little bit. So a back test is being able to take the idea that you have for your strat, right, and being able to test it on historic data. The school of thought is that if it works in the past, then there's a high, damn, UConn is putting it to them. I didn't expect that. There's a high likelihood. So you see that, fam. So you see what I'm talking about. But excuse me, let me just finish this school. There's the start. There's a high likelihood that if it works in the past, then there's a high likelihood that it'll work in the future, right? So I'm going to back test this strat, but I want to be able to make sure that we have as enough information as possible to being able to create a strategy based off what I already have, right? Like why reinvent the wheel? I want to be able to do this a little bit more small. You know what? I used to have the vibes playing in the background. If y'all want. Oh, look at that. That's what's up. That's different. Let me get that. If y'all want me to play the vibes, give me a second. My fault. I know. There you go. So we can get comfortable, fam, because we're going to be here for a minute, bruv. But it's going to be worth it. I'm not going to hold you. Like, I'm giving you great content today for those that are watching. And for those that stop by, I mean, if you do have a question, my name is Creative. Please make sure that you drop it. I want to get a lot better. I used to scream a lot. I'm not going to hold you, but the VOD content has been holding up. But I am going to start screaming a little bit more, bruv, so I can interact with the people then. But if you do have any questions or if you have any ideas that you're working on, right, let's collab. Let's being able to talk a little bit about it, right? I'm going to be here for a bit. So like I said, I wanted to get the music playing, getting comfortable. So what I'm waiting for right now is Claude Code has pulled all of our trades year to date. Year to date is going to be from the start of the year till right now. And then what I'm going to do is having it generate a calendar that I'm going to review said calendar with y'all. Then we're going to like really review this, being able to find out what are our bots doing. I want to do this in a way where like I can use AI to do this, but also being able to use our brains too. Like what are some patterns that we're seeing, right? What is the difference between a QQQ bot and a spy bot? What is the difference between a structural bot and a momentum breakout bot, right? Like I want us to really being able to see this. And I think for us to being able to do it this way is going to be fantastic. So what I'm waiting for right now is just Claude Code to finish with this calendar. And as soon as we have this calendar, we're going to be able to go through it proper them. But if you do have any questions while we're waiting, please ask them, bruv. Proper ask. And I'm using the, I don't know if I said it, but I think I did. But I'm using the Opus 4.5 model to get this done. I just didn't think it was going to take this long, bruv. I thought it was going to be quick little thing. Let me just see if I have an example. I thought so of it. Hold on. And let me know if the music's too loud, bruv. If you need me to turn that down a bit. All right, Gucci. We got our calendar. No, calendar's still populating. As you can see, the calendar is still populating here. As soon as we get our calendar, we'll be Gucci and ready to go. What I've been seeing lately, just because I have a little bit of time, so I might just give my opinions on I guess the output or the generation lately. Like when Claude Code first came out like 2 years ago, I was a late adopter, as I am always, right? I'm not going to be the first ones to adopt to a new AI or a new system until, okay, here the fuck we go. So we have 1,200 trades that we're going to be looking at, and within these 12, okay, only 14 days capture. The cache may be limited. Let me force refresh and generate a monthly calendar with proper drill down. Okay, damn. When I thought it was good, we need to finish it a little bit more. Hold on, bruv. what was I saying? Oh, the generation. So what I've noticed is that for Cloud Code to output when it first started, bro, like we can get through this. Like the amount of time that it's taking right now, I could have finished 5 things. Okay, I'm exaggerating, maybe 3. Right? Like I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's because a lot of people are adopting to it. I don't know. It's because of their regression model. Excuse me. Their I'm trying to do 2 things. I'm watching a little March Madness and also trying to be able to do this. But suppression, being able to compress, and being able to have it output. I don't know. I just feel like it's going a little bit slower. I mean, I understand that I am using the highest model available by Anthropic, which is the Opus 4.6 model. But again, I would think that I guess that's the trade-off, right? If you're going to use the highest model, it's going to take a little bit in order to get done. So what's happening right now is that I am the calendar that I'm waiting to have. Let me just show you like a little preview of what this calendar is going to look like. Hold on, bruv. Hold on. So you can see I'm not just yapping. Give me a second. Don't do that, bruv. Oh. Hold on. I say you expect things to work. They don't. Like, bruv. Open. All right, come on, bruv. Here we go. All right, bet. So I have a view of a calendar. So this is what I'm trying to generate for y'all. So y'all don't see I'm Capiana, but this is what the just week to date, right? This is just week to date for our bots. Let me just make that okay. Let me exaggerate that so you can see. So you can see trading this past week, and for those that are watching, it is March 21st. But this past week we are down about $200. But if you really want to just take a look, if you're just looking at this this bottom line number, right, then you can say, oh damn, you're having a shit day, right? Like, why are you still trading? But let's really just take a look at this. Let's take a look at our worst day before I go to our best day, right? So our worst day, we're still having bots that are profitable, right? Because remember, I'm running a fleet. So this is maybe like 10, 15. Sometimes I try to push it to 18 bots that I run at one time. So there are going to be days where we're going to catch these L's. But there are also going to be days where we're going to catch wins, right? So let's just go to the worst day for this week. The best bot was Mini Bear, and this is our SPY Momentum 5-bar breakout bot. This bot took 2 trades, and out of those 2 trades, it was 50%, right? The first trade, let me just pop this out so we can actually go through it proper. Give me a second. All right, let me know if y'all Gucci with that. All right, beautiful. So when we got into this trade, this was a SPY put. So what we were betting is that the market was going to go down, and I'm not going to hold you, like the market was looking that way this entire week. There was the Monday where it started off a little bit of a bullish run, and I thought that's what it was, but it was a complete fake out, bruv. So we have a SPY put, so we're betting that the market was going to go down. It was going to go down to the 649 level. So what we did, we submitted a limit order. Right, no, never. My exit was market, but we still landed at limit order. We submitted it, excuse me, at $69. And how is this? It's not 69 cents. This is options, right? And what is an option contract? For every 1 share equals for every 1 option contract equals 100 shares, right? So that's why when I'm saying, all right, bet this is $68, you're taking the 68, multiply that by 100, and you're going to get your cost basis. So we submitted an order for 68. We got it filled. We submitted it at 69, $69. We got it filled at 68, so a little bit better. And we're able to exit at 79. What was the exit reason? Exit reason, was it manual? Was it TP? So the market context at the time, VIX was at 26, SPY was crashing down. So we bet the right way, right? So we bet that SPY was going to crash, and SPY did crash. And there wasn't that much slippage with it. So hold on. bruv, you're still populating. All right, so let's go look at a bot that didn't. Let's go look at, and I kind of want to juxtapose this so we can like proper see this. So let me try to get your worst trade. Your worst trade. So same put, right? I think what happened, and this is what I'm going to be working on today when it comes to, and I kind of already fixed it, but what happened was that this bot bet that SPY was going to crash. What did SPY do? SPY did crash, right? And VIX was at 26. Now, I know I didn't talk about it before, but VIX is the volatility index. What it allows us to be able to gauge is how much volatility or how much movement is the market expecting within the next 30 days, right? Right now, VIX is elevated, bruv. Anything above 25, you're going to have a high VIX or an elevated VIX. So when you have high VIX, you're going to have SPY be a little bit more weakened by it. So they have an inverse relationship, meaning if you see VIX high, you're going to see SPY low. If you see SPY high, you're going to see VIX low, right? So they have that inverse relationship between each other. What happened with this bot is it was in the position for a minute, right? But one thing that I learned is that for stop losses, you want to be able to give the option a little bit of room to recover. And that's what I fixed with this bot. So I created a breach system that it takes 3 consecutive breaches in order for this bot to get out, because screening is not like any of our other bots. Like I made it a little bit different, and it's kind of cool the way I did it, meaning like what this bot is doing for the first, and let me know if I'm talking too much, but I think that's the point of it, but whatever. Excuse me, what this bot aim is to be able to do is that for the first 15 minutes, I'm talking about screening. Let me see if you're done. Oh, holy shit. Thank you. Bruv. Here we go, bruv. I want to be able to go into the month. Damn. All right, right now I'm just going to keep it like this because I'm not going to keep the people waiting, because this is just, it just got a little bit ridiculous. But all right, so let's look at it. I can be able to click a day and get into it. Yeah. All right, bet. Let's just make it a bit exaggerated a bit, right? So year to date, we took 1,478 trades. Our current P&L is we are down 1,400, right? Total trading days were 52, excuse me. Of those 52, we had 13 profitable days. Our best day, we made $93. Our worst day, we lost 154. On average, I'm losing $27 a day, right? And this is what I really want to get into the crux of, like being able to figure out like, yo, bro, what is really good, right? So when we first started the year, fam, we took 47 trades and we made $66 from it. We had a 63% win rate. Out of those, what is that, 47 trades, we won 30 and we lost 17, right? So here's our second chance bot. Second chance bot led the way, made 35 bucks. Let me look at this put. So that's crazy. The second day the market is open, right? I don't know why they didn't trade the first. I don't know why that's not there, but maybe I didn't create the system by then, whatever. Second day the market is open, right? We bet that the market was going to crash, right? And guess what happened? That definitely did work out for us. I'll just make this a little bit bigger. So this is QQQ. Remember, QQQ is the top 100 tech companies within NASDAQ, and we bought a put. So a put is we're bearish on the market. We're thinking that the market is going to go down, right? So we're able to profit $26 or 32% ROI. And we did it in less than a minute, right? So we wanted to get in at 84. We were able to get in at 84, and we got out at, wait, we submitted, this is kind of crazy. We submitted an exit for 94 bucks, but we got out at 111. So we were able to make a little bit more money. So that's what's up. And this was this whole slippage pandemic, bro. I can tell you month by month what was the issue. And the exit reason wasn't there, but we can clearly see it was take profit. Hold on, bruv. I appreciate your patience, bruv. Where was I? Oh, so I'm looking at it. Right? QQQ. All right, bet. Then we have Star Baby. These untracked trades. Let me look at who did it. So damn near, we only had 3 bots who didn't perform well, and everybody else was greening. Then here comes the headache. Right? We're coming in at market. Only 3 bots took trades. Reason being so. All right, everybody wasn't capturing information. All right, what I want to do, all right, we have the visual, fam. What I want to do is I want to get Claude working on this. All right. All right, hold on. What we want to do now is being able to figure out across our fleet, right? The overall performance of the bots across symbols, strat type, and use this information to create a new strat based off the failures and successes of our current bot. We want this to be data driven. So let's proceed to run a few terminal commands with the data to properly get what is going on here. Make sure to use your skills. Don't leave anything undervalued or look. Proceed, bruv. All right, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and bring in Claude Codes. I feel like I've been talking a lot, and I want to give y'all like actual content, bruv. So what it's using, it's going to be using its quant analyst skill, and this quant analyst skill is just being able to like focus the AI a little bit more, right? So it's just not doing random shit, bruv. So this quant analyst skill, let me just go ahead and bring it up so you can see it. I think it's here. Hold on, nope. Skills, nope. Skills. Let me show y'all this quant analyst skill so you can, and the way where I got this from, I'll show you. Hold on, I just want to bring up quant analyst. I pass Q. P. S. T. Am I tripping? S. Where's Q, bro? Quadruple double watch? That's crazy. Hannah Hidalgo? All right, I want that game. Hold on. I was watching UConn put belt to ass to UTSA, but I want to see a quadruple double. Wait, what are you doing, bruv? Oh, they putting belt to ass too. Why can't I see this quant? All right, let me show y'all one that like makes sense here. My fault. I really do appreciate. Okay. This observability. Bet. You are an observability engineer specializing in product grade monitoring, logging, tracing, and reliability systems for enterprise level applications. Use this skill when designing monitoring, logging, and tracing systems, developing SLI, SLO alerting strategies, and investigating production reliability for performance regression, right? So what this does, it feeds this into Claude Code so we can focus it a little bit more. So that's what I'm saying. Use your skills when it's there, bruv. Use Python, not Python 3. Okay, so I'm doing that, and then we're going to be actually getting into this. Okay, here we go. My fault, that's a little bit too loud. Let me just turn that down a bit. need to write the script. Yes, bruv. That's what I'm saying. A little bit of hand holding. Don't, bro. It's going to get better. I'm not going to hold you. This is part of the process of being able to algo build. So I'm using all this to being able to create a strategy, because I mean there's other ways I can create strategies, but like if I have over 1,400 trades, why not use those 1,400 trades to being able to audit, figure out what's wrong with my fleet, right? And then being able to create a strat based off that. Bruv, what are you doing to fold right now, bruv? The answer, okay, escape code leaks. Let me re-export it. This will modify the private temp file outside the working dictionary via a sampling. There we go. A 9-dimension analysis. We finally got it done. Okay, over 1,400 trades. 4 out of the 22 active bots are profitable. The profitable bots are our Screeny Baby, AV, Star Baby, and VWhopper. They share a trait longer hold time on average versus the losers. The fleet is exiting too fast. QQQ is hemorrhaging. We're losing about $1,100 across 906 trades versus $289 for SPY. Momentum breakout. QQQ is the worst combo. I'm going to fix that. I think I want to take that strategy and like take that challenge of being able to make a QQQ bot that's actually going to like work, fam. Yet the only profitable family is the ML score bot, which is Screeny Baby. 8 bots are broken, less than 35% win rate. Yeah, failed breakout bot is at 25%, Meanie Bear is at 26%, and these are bots that are already retired. Best family is going to be the ML scored. Worst family is momentum breakout. Best symbol is SPY. Worst crossed is the momentum breakout. Hold time, March is the worst month. 15. Yeah, March has been kind of tough, bruv. 15 of the 22 bots are in the red in March, suggesting a regime shift the fleet isn't adapting to. What? Okay. What we want to do now is figure out more granularly what is working and not for our bot, for our fleet across all before we design another strat based off our current, based on what is working and not working, so we can ensure to set it up for success. All right, so let me just go back. So as y'all can see, I'm not gonna hold you. It's been kind of a, if y'all are a Game of Thrones fan, it's been kind of a red wedding all over the place, bruv. And what I'm trying to do is just make it where it's a little bit better. Like we'll see little signs of profitability, but again, I don't want to like scare you, right? Like one thing that you want to know is just because I'm trading 20 bots at one time, right? So just because we're seeing, okay, overall the fleet's performance is not doing well, but that doesn't mean we don't have bots that are like not shining examples within them, right? Just like Early Worm here, everybody else lost. Early Worm is the only one that won. Even within the trade, right? This is 2 out of 3. But there's a bigger loss here that's taken away from the win. Let's look at this bot. So he won twice, or just over trading, classic over trading. The bot took way too many trades. If you just stayed, bruh, you would have been Gucci. All right, let me go back to, let me dig a bit. All right. That'll be Guwapiter, bruv, and like being able to let us know like what's really good, so we can create a strategy that like actually does something. I'm not gonna, again, there's no guarantees when it comes. There's some fields that are sparse. Let me check the actual. There's no guarantees when it comes to this algo gang, but what we can do is consistently refine, always being able to get better, right? Always being able to We have a fucking UTC. Just one of those things that you would think that AI would do better, but no, it still fumbles, bruv. But nonetheless, being able to create something that's a little bit more functional, right, and that can actually do her thing. Did Hannah get her quadruple double? That's crazy, right? Oh no, they just put belt to ass. Okay, while you're figuring out your life. The highest number that I've seen so far was we lost 125. Let me see, 155. Even when we lost 155, like there's still bots that are doing like great stuff. So that's why, again, I want to take out all this information and being able to aggregate it and being able to create like an ultimate, I don't want to say ultimate, but like a pretty data driven strategy based off this information. Bro, you're still folding. Okay, here we go. And if y'all do have any questions, please let me know as I'm going through this. Here we go, bruv. Calls versus puts. That's funny. The data reveals a clear actionable pattern across 9 dimensions. The hold time is the differentiator. 10, and I fixed that. This little hold time bullshit. 10 to 30 second minute holds is 91% win rate. On average, we're making about 12 per trade. Sub 30-second holds, where that, look how that stark drop from in the 90s to damn near under 15%. And per trade, we're losing 124. Winners on average is 4 minutes. Losers on average is just under a minute. The fleet is scalping when it should be swinging, right? Scalping, trying to get in and out fast. Swinging is that you're allowing the trade to be able to recover, right? And that's one thing that I fixed, is being able to make sure, and that's that breach system that I talk about, right? Being able to make sure that we're giving the underlying positions enough opportunity to be able to recover. Entry sweet spot is going to be 9:50 to 10 a.m. is the only profitable window. I think I can make that a little bit better, but whatever. Call versus puts. Puts lose on average versus calls, but both specific. Okay. What works? Longer hold times. Entry is only 10. You only trade for 10 minutes. That's crazy. This is the premium bucket. So 25 to 150. Trailing stops, TP exits, obviously. Mondays are the best days. Never break even. Screeny baby. Okay. What doesn't work? Sub 30-second holds. All right. Okay. So I think we have enough information to be able to go off this. All right. Hold on. All right, so what I want to do now is being able to say, all right, bet. We know what's working. We know what's not working, right? So based on this information, what type of strat should we create and on what symbol? We are partial to using QQQ so we can flip and get it working well and in the green. So you see that skill is being able to use, right? The data is telling us that QQQ is bleeding year to date, but the winning traits are clear. The issue isn't QQQ itself, it's how the fleet trades it. VWAPR proves that QQQ can be profitable with the right approach. Put buys longer hold times based on the 9 dimensions. Patience pays. I think that's going to be the name of the strat. Patience pays, right? Data shows that hold times between 10 to 30 minutes are 91%. Only green window, but I think I can make that a little bit better. Hard blocks for re-entries. Trailing stops are the primary exit. Wider again, that breach system is what's going to come in play here. So wait for 9:48 to 10:02, the confirmation zone after the opening noise. Require 2 confirming signals. The fleet is okay. Let's start. I think he's getting a little bit too ahead. All right, let's start basic, bruv. Using QQQ, what strat type should we proceed with? Mean reversion, trending, momentum breakout, or another that we haven't considered based on data. I kind of have this other bot that I already was working on, my support and resistance bot. Let me view the QQQ specific breakdown by strategy and family to answer this question properly. Bet, bruv. Get me right. Get me right. Get me right. I appreciate you for that. I'm going to come back to this information, but I need us to being able to get, okay, you're pulling the QQQ information, and then we can actually go with being able to create our strat. Because I really want to get, because QQQ is an amazing asset to trade. Like if we do it well, if we do it right, the data is unambiguous for the QQQ strategy selection. Mean reversion is the least losing family and has two profitable windows, the 9:30 to 9:50 at 63% and 11 p.m. on. No other family has two green windows. Momentum breakout is a trap for QQQ and winner. So looking like we're going to create a little mean reversion bot. Mean reversion for QQQ. All right, that's all I needed. So now we know that we're going to create a mean reversion bot for QQQ. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this. I'm going to come over here. This is TradingView. TradingView is a platform where you can look at different charts on SPY, QQQ, Tesla, Apple, so on and so forth. So what I'm looking at right now is SPY, and SPY again is the S&P 500, the top 500 companies within the New York Stock Exchange. And I'm looking at the 1 minute chart, meaning that each one of these candlesticks represents a 1 minute of action between the buyers and the sellers. The green candlestick is going to represent the bulls or the buyers, and the red candlestick is going to represent the bears or the sellers, right? And I'm also using the Bollinger Bands. The reason I like to use the Bollinger Bands is because it allows us to be able to gauge if something is overbought. Overbought is going to be this red line here. This middle line, this blue line, is going to be the 20-minute moving average using SMA, a simple SMA. And then this bottom line here, this green line, is going to be the oversold line. Now, also, just to give y'all a little bit more context, we have support and resistance being able to be charted to dynamically, right? So what is support? Just so we can go over this. Support is when an asset is making lower lows, right? So it's when the price went from 610, for example, to 609, right? Now it's crashing through a support level of the 609. Now it's just being able to keep making lower lows, right? So you want to buy when it's making lower lows, and then you want to sell when it's making higher highs. So what we have here is this yellow line right here is going to be the resistance level, and the resistance level is going to be the ceiling, for lack of better words, of the current window, what we're looking at. And this green line here is going to be the floor or the support level, right? So let me go ahead and pull in QQQ. I feel like, hold on, let me just, because I use it all the time. All right, I'm going to open the chart here. So y'all follow me. I already told y'all about that bit. So what I want to do is click on indicate. Let me make this a bit more exaggerated. Hold on, so you all can see. Right now, I'm on QQQ, right? So what I want to do is click on indicators. Now what I want to do, now remember, I need to create a mean reversion strategy based off the data. I want to put as mean reversion. And then what happens is that the community already gives us strategies that we can use, but we're going to adapt it for what we want and how we want to be able to create a strat. So what I'm going to do is just go and let's just find one that sticks out to us. What about mean reversion spread? Nope, that sounds annoying. RSI mean reversion, that's interesting. What about this RV? So maybe RSI VWAP mean reversion strategy. RSI is being able to gauge if something is overbought and oversold. VWAP is being able to gauge if we're buying with institutions, right? Okay, I think that will be one. So y'all saw what I did. So let me just go back one more time. I'm on TradingView, right? So if you want this chart, let me just drop it in the chat so you can have that. So that's for you. All right, so I'm on trading view, right? So what I want to do, we're on QQQ. I'm clicking on indicators and I'm using mean reversion because based off the data from my trades, right? I need to create a mean reversion QQQ strat because that's the most profitable one that I've seen. Wait, here. This just caught my eye. Sniper mean reversion 1. Alexandro De Silla. So what I want to do now is click on source code, and source code is going to be in these brackets. Then what it's going to populate is the actual strategy. So the concept, we're going to trade the failed breakout back to the POC, point of control, and then detect when the price breaks out of the balance but fails to hold. Wait for the price to reclaim inside the balance, not the first move back. I don't know about that. That's making it super conservative. Signals entry on the pullback. So this is a mean reversion pullback strategy into the LVN with an aggressive confirmation. Target the balance POC center control. Okay. Designed for the London session compression ranging market. All right, so let's see if we can take this. What do y'all think? Do y'all like this? I don't know. I'm not feeling this too much. Let me go back in. The one I was really looking at was this one right here. Right? Keeping it super simp. Use data. RSI. I really think this RSI universe. Let me see. This is a Pine script code, and I'm trying to figure out where is the... Okay, calculating. We know VWAP is here. What other indicators are we using? Rolling VWAP set by. Okay, let's take this one. I like this one. So no, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy. Then we're going to go back over to Claude Code. I need to open up a new folder. Right now I'm in the folder where I keep all of my bots. So I'm going to open up a new folder. And this folder is where we're going to actually create the strat, fam. Where is the options, baby? Beautiful. And I was working on one before. Maybe I'll bring that in. Maybe I'll create that bot too, because I need to replace some of these broken ones, fam. I think I'm going to create like 3 bots with y'all, because there's this Midas that I need to create as well. But okay, hold on. All right, bro. It's not like I'm waiting. All right, we're going to bring in 4.6 Opus. Again, setting the stage. Setting the stage, proper dem. And then make sure to review the memory files as well. And ensure you follow the rules and expectations for this sprint. Read the following Pine script code and advise how this works before we adapt it to QQQ 0 DTE. Now I need to go back to trading view. Let me go ahead and grab the script. Let me just go to copy, Command C, and then go back to Claude Code. Here it is. Make sure you break it down. What periods being used and indicators and conditions for signals to trigger. All right, so we found out based off data that mean reversion is the move for us, right? And mean reversion is just being able to bet that we're betting that the price is going to move back to its average. Oh, so that's a rolling. That's interesting. This is a rolling VWAP, differs from the standard VWAP in a critical way. The standard VWAPs resets each session, while the rolling VWAP time window defaults 5 days. This makes it behave more like a moving average. Okay, no, I'm not taking this. Nope. I'm not taking a rolling. Or maybe can I adapt it? The core edge. Nope. So I'm just coming back here. I thought that was RSI. So quantum mean reversion oscillator. RSI Bollinger Bands, EMA crossover, EMA probability. So whenever you see a lock, that's what strategy we can't use, right? Let me see this one. Oh, we can't. Wait, what's this? MCX silver mean reversion. So this is using RSI. What else are you using? So you're using RSI. I like RSI and VWAP. I'm not gonna hold you. Volume multiplier. I think you're using VWAP. Okay. ATR. I think you're using RSI and ATR. No. No, I think this is just RSI, fam. No, let's go back here. Let's go back. All right, aura mean reversion, Pinify. An aura mean reversion envelope. Okay, this is not going to work. This is part of the process. I want y'all to see, so you don't be like, oh, Monte Carlo, no. Moving average, no. Bollinger Bands, volatility base, no. DCA, dollar cost averaging, extreme entry. That's an interesting one. Extreme entry with mean reversion and trend filter. Extreme entry with mean reversion and trend filter. Okay. Let me take this. So I'm going to copy. I'm going to go back. All right. Scrap that one and then review and explain this one. I thank you. This is an indicator, not a strategy or backtest. It layers 3 independent filters to find the high conviction reversal entries. Level 1 is the CSS momentum reversal. Okay. Level 2 is the RSI, the mean reversion, and then the trend. This is a confluence-based system. Each layer independently is weak, but requiring all 3 to agree, filtering the noise. The design philosophy is multiple weak signals equals 1 strong signal. Unlike the our VWAP strategy, which is purely price versus VWAP, this is a momentum oscillator strategy as a primary trigger, fundamentally different to mean reversion. The moment momentum flips from negative to positive or vice versa, the timing trigger says turn it on now. Cumulative 10 bars. Layer RSI, need to drop that down. Okay. All right. Keep your responses under 212 total tokens for each output response. Now, what are the basic items that we can pull from these to make our strat, right? For the conditions, don't want it super complex, but work for mean reversion on QQQ on one minute time frame. Max period allowed is 10 bars. Now advise. All right. I appreciate your patience, bruv. Life be life, bruv. All right. Core concept to extract from the QQQ meme reversion on 1 minute form. The VWAP as the main anchor. You have volume data, standard deviation bands for entry from script 2. Okay. Settings, simplified. Session, resets daily. Bands, probably going to be a little bit tighter than that. 3 indicators, all 10 bars, built on the data you already have. No. Bruv, I don't know. For some reason, I'm kind of lost. I think I see it here. Let's just talk. Hold on. Come on, bruv. Thank you. Let's just talk about the entry conditions right now and how it works before we proceed. All right, so RSI 10 hits the less than or greater than 30 at some point in the last 4 bars, confirming that QQQ is oversold. CCI crosses above, the momentum has flipped from negative to positive. This is your timing trigger. It says that the bounce is starting now and that the price is at or below VWAP, 2 standard deviations, confirms that this is just a small dip, but prices actually stretch far from the mean. Why this sequence matters: RSI says we're oversold. The band says we're structurally far from the fair value, but neither tells you when to enter. CCC crossing from 0 is the catalyst. It is the first confirmation that the buyers are stepping in and the momentum has shifted. Without CCC, we'll be catching falling knives, right? And without the RSI plus bands, CCC crossover all day is choppy. Actions, you'll overtrade. Edge, you only enter when all 3 independently agree, and the reversal is real. All right, bet. I'm cool with that. Right now, the periods used, is it aggressive, balanced, or conservative? All right, conservative. Okay. We want to make it a bit more aggressive. Advise before we proceed. Okay. Change one at a time. Start with RSI 3555. This is the simplest to increase signals. Then change the band. Most aggressive goes from, okay. All right. Let's lock in RSI thresholds. Okay. And then band width. Is this Bollinger bands? 1.5, 1.2. And then RSI look back good with 6 bars. All right, bruv. Bandwidth 1.5, 1.2 is too aggressive. 76% of the price gets through. One question: the bands aren't Bollinger bands. It uses the SMA plus or minus the delta, the number of delta changes of the price. We're using the VWAP plus the N delta volume weighted, which anchors to where the actual trading occurred, not just the price action. Why 1.5? Okay. We are good with this. Now lay out what the conditions are now. And I think this is why I'm going to add support and resistance, fam. Long, short. No, you don't. No exits, bro. Okay. First, for this mean reversion strat, should we be checking And this is one of those things you act like you're the ChatGPT opposites on deposition, right? Like you're asking questions that you know the answer to. So should we be checking support and resistance levels and using for entries? Thoughts before we continue? Yeah, Yukon is putting belt to ass. Good instinct. Not for setup. Here's why. Support or resistance conflicts. Oh, you're right. Okay. Keep entries pure, mean reversion. Okay, never mind. Never mind. You're right. Now, we want to create a signal analysis file, such as I have a couple of mean reversion bots. I'm not going to hold you. Boom. Let me also give you, I think, where you at? This one. This is another mean reversion. Review to gain context, then pull what we can use for ours, and then what we would need to add for our strat. All right, beautiful. So we've gotten our conditions down, right, for our strategy. So we're using RSI. RSI is the relative strength index. I want to be able to gauge if something is overbought and oversold. Then I'm also using CCI, right, to be able to make sure that if it's crossing over from negative to positive or positive to negative, right, we can be able to say, okay, the momentum is starting. Then we want to make sure that the price is at or below VWAP. Oh, shit. Okay. Beautiful. I have enough information. Here's what we're going to reuse. Exact swap. Okay. Beautiful. Trendy. Okay. And here's the new one that we're going to add for our strategy. So what I want to do, I need to create a folder. This is going to be patience. Paste. We're creating it here. We are creating the signal analysis file here. I need to get okay, but I also need to make sure that you read this QQQ information. Also read boom, and for VIX, and as well advise you're good before we proceed to create this file. And I do have this momentum breakout. I think, okay, I have 3 bots. Okay, let me just wait. I'm just cooling. I'm just saying. I'm just good. I reviewed everything. You got the QQQ information. We'll use from Trendy. Okay. All right. This is a go. Let's make sure we take best practices for data loading, vectorizing where possible, and pre-index as well. Ensure we don't overlook anything so we can thoroughly analyze these signals, and ensure we have the output properly saved so we can review and organized in folder as well. Let's get this done. Guapara. All right, beautiful. I see the skills are loading. I see these skills are loading. We're actually moving. All right, but you go there. You come here. But just listen to me, bro. This matches everything we discussed. Building the file now. Patience pays. Oh, damn it. Session time from 9:38 to 11:44. Now proceed. Because I forgot to tell you that. Thank you, bruv. Listen, I really do appreciate y'all for being here, man. If you do have any questions or anything at all, please let me know, bruv. And this is my process, right? A process that I've been slowly refining, step by step. I've been doing this since about October of last year when it comes to like really streaming my process. But like when it comes to trading, when it comes to algo trading and being able to code, I started April of 2025, right? So it's not even a year yet that I've been on my coding journey, and I've been algo trading since July. Because when I first started, I wanted to become an AI agent. An AI agent. I keep doing that. I wanted to become an AI engineer to be able to create AI agents, right? And it was cool. I still know how to do it, right? That's something that's still in my bag. But what I wanted to like parlay that into, I don't know why I didn't think about it before, but like algo trading, I thought it was so much more harder than what it actually is. And we actually get into the crux of it and the weeds of it. It was like, bruv, it's not that hard. Yes, it is. Sometimes it could be a bit monotonous, but the patients are in the details. The profits are in the details, right? So if we can be able to get the details in a place where it's guapoter and it makes sense for what we're doing, bro, we are. Litania. So I'm waiting for right now is Claude Code to be able to give us our patients pays the signal analysis file. And as soon as we get that signal analysis file, yeah, Hubert Davis is cooked. I'm not gonna hold you. They do the Caitlin Clark shot. That's funny. Caitlin Clark got a shot at I mean it's Iowa, but that's dope. All right, let me make sure you're running in the proper place. Guess what? That's not going to work because what you need is this. Run in using Python, not Python 3. This is a Conda environment. This is like a garage for having all the Python libraries that I'm going to need when it comes to algorithmically trade, right? Or algorithmically build a strat. So that's why I call it Algo, baby. Use Python, not Python 3 to run, and run the first 28 days in 2024 and 2023. So let's see what we got so far, bruv. That's funny. I wonder what this sounds like. That's fine. That's a little bit of a vibe. Y'all would never guess the title of that. One signal a day is conservative as expected for the 3-layer filter. Puts are heavily skewed as QQQ is a strong uptrend January rally, so the price kept hitting the upper bands. 2023 was more balanced, choppier markets, more call opportunities. Most signals are grade. Okay. Before, let's look at how we are grading these signals and make sure it is in line for this type of strat. I still think one signal a day is like super not aggressive. Good call. Let me pull up. Okay. Problems is that the band penetration pause is redundant. The entry already requires the price to be at or below, so the low entry nearly always, okay, it fires 100% of the time. The VIX single bar change is noise. Only one bar VIX is meaningless. VIX moves, okay, consistently. Missing what actually matters. This replaces the always true band penetration. Okay. All right. Let's fix it. Proceed. Let me switch it up a bit. Let me switch it up a bit. Show y'all I got range, bruv. Oh, I'm not doing that. Switching it up a bit. All right, we're Gucci. Let me let that run. Let me let that run. 444. That was a dope album. Let me update the bar level extraction and the signal scoring in the day loop. And one thing to keep in mind is that I'm also going to adjust a few things. Now, the reason I do this is because I want to see what type of signals I'm getting before I even create the backtest. And I kind of found out how to do this, like just from being able, I don't know, I kind of used to do it, but I never really implemented it. Now I actually implemented it in my process, right? Like I want to figure out what type of signals are we getting? Are these signals good? What are the grades for the signals, right? Are these signals actually going to yield something that makes sense for the strat, right? If it works, then I move on to the back test. If it doesn't, then I scrap it and go to the next one. All right, let me update the verbose to show the new fields. That's what's up. Metamorphized. Okay. Thank you, bruv. Thank you, bruv. Next thing I'm going to do is just being able to make it a bit more aggressive. Grading is now properly working. What this tells us is that the revised grading is honest. Previously, every single signal got a free point from the band penetration, 100% hit rate. Now 55% of 2024 signals score 0 out of 5, meaning that they met the entry conditions but had no additional conviction factors. These are weak signals. The factors that actually differentiate is a deep RSI. Okay. V2. Barely, bruv. All right. What we are looking to do now is being able to make strat a bit more aggressive. So we can, bit more aggressive. Where to start? There we go. If I can spell start, that'll be Gucci. Based on the data, the bottleneck is clear. Looking at the near misses, over 1,000 times RSI and CCI agree, but the price wasn't at the band. The band is the gatekeeper. Okay. Drop the band to 0.88 from 1.5 and keep everything else the same. All right, here we go. Key takeaway, the signal count is 2.5 times, went from 1 per day to 3 per day, almost 0 signals per day. Every day has an opportunity. The jumped from 9%. Okay. All right, and what else? Bands near check price. It's already fixed that. Let's try. And the thing about RSI is what I figured out, like the closer you get to 50, the more balance it is, more qualified as extreme but weaker conviction. No, let me keep it there. All right, let's run the full year for 2024 and 2023 now and gauge what we have. Let's run the full year, fam. Let me make sure that you're okay. Beautiful, and it's organizing it. Thank you. Thank you. $694 signals. C grade, consistent across all four. 2 data issues to flag. I noticed that the band depth and the band depth in the output, these are from the first bar of day when the delta is near VWAP just started. Hold on. All right. Shit. What was I doing? These are from otherwise. Profile looks solid. 1030 is the sweetest hour. Put skew. Okay, balance. First, let's figure out why we are not getting more A or B grades, and signals. Let's leave it here.
You come out of the storm, you won't be the same person that walked into it. That's what the storm is all about. When you can't control what's happening to you, control how you respond to it. That's where your power is.
Human beings have one job: self-care. Take care of yourself so that when the people you love fall, your arms will be strong.
Like, put me in position. Put me in a position to do my thing. That's one of the most things somebody can give you. Not just give you money, because somebody give you money, you're gonna spend it, and then you back give you money. Right. If you don't spend it right. You know what I'm saying? Somebody give you opportunity, that's one of the most valuable shit somebody can give you.
Is it easy? No. It's not easy. Can I do it? Yes. You begin to trust yourself and put yourself in the situation where you have to make it happen. You will make it happen.
When you think about what you did right, that is why you have your current blessings. So everything you did right is why you're living the way you're living. Everything you correct is why you're going to be living the way you're going to live.
You come out of the storm, you won't be the same person that walked into it. That's what the storm is all about. When you can't control what's happening to you, control how you respond to it. That's where your power is.
Human beings have one job: self-care. Take care of yourself, so that when the people you love fall, your arms will be strong.
Like, put me in position to do my thing. That's one of the most things somebody can give you. Not just give you money, because somebody give you money, you're gonna spend it, and then you back give you money. Right. If you don't spend it right, you know what I'm saying? Somebody give you opportunity. That's one of the most valuable shit somebody can give you.
Is it easy? No. It's not easy. Can I do it? Yes. You begin to trust yourself and put yourself in the situation where you have to make it happen. You will make it happen.
When you think about what you did right, that is why you have your current blessings. So everything you did right is why you're living the way you're living. Everything you correct is why you're going to be living the way you're going to live.
You come out of the storm, you won't be the same person that walked into it. That's what the storm is all about. When you can't control what's happening to you, control how you respond to it. That's where your power is.
Human beings have one job: self-care. Take care of yourself, so that when the people you love fall, your arms will be strong.
Like, put me in position to do my thing. That's one of the most things somebody can give you. Not just give you money, because somebody give you money, you're gonna spend it, and then you back give you money. Right. If you don't spend it right, you know what I'm saying? Somebody give you opportunity. That's one of the most valuable shit somebody can give you.
Is it easy? No. It's not easy. Can I do it? Yes. You begin to trust yourself and put yourself in the situation where you have to make it happen. You will make it happen.
When you think about what you did right, that is why you have your current blessings. So everything you did right is why you're living the way you're living. Everything you correct is why you're going to be living the way you're going to live.
You come out of the storm, you won't be the same person that walked into it. That's what the storm is all about. When you can't control what's happening to you, control how you respond to it. That's where your power is.
Human beings have one job: self-care. Take care of yourself, so that when the people you love fall, your arms will be strong.
Like, put me in position to do my thing. That's one of the most things somebody can give you. Not just give you money, because somebody give you money, you're gonna spend it, and then you back give you money. Right. If you don't spend it right, you know what I'm saying? Somebody give you opportunity. That's one of the most valuable shit somebody can give you.
Is it easy? No. It's not easy. Can I do it? Yes. You begin to trust yourself and put yourself in the situation where you have to make it happen. You will make it happen.
When you think about what you did right, that is why you have your current blessings. So everything you did right is why you're living the way you're living. Everything you correct is why you're going to be living the way you're going to live.
You come out of the storm, you won't be the same person that walked into it. That's what the storm is all about. When you can't control what's happening to you, control how you respond to it. That's where your power is.
Bruv, I appreciate y'all's patience. I appreciate y'all's patience. The math problem. Look at the factor hits. Okay. Option B. I don't even know what you're saying right now. I just had to step away and do something. Reweight. Make sure 3 out of 5. Okay. All right. Let's proceed to do the reweight scoring. My ear is ringing. Gucci. I really do appreciate y'all's patience as I was just trying to figure out life for a little bit. Not gonna hold you. Shit happens.
What's happening to you, control how you respond to it.
So everything you did right is why you.
So I'm glad I have that little BRB video that was playing because I just had to step away for a little bit. But I'm back. I'm back, kid. Oh man, it's compacting. All right. What we're going to do while it's compacting, I hope it's fast. Let me review the file and see. So again, this is our VWAP meme reversion strategy, and the way that I came up with it, let me just make sure. Gucci. The way that I came up with it is just based off of my current fleet, right? I was able to see that meme reversion is the best. Excuse me, meme version is the best vibe that we're going for right now. So this is the strat. Max Tim, hold the fuck up. I think this can be better. I really think this can be better. Because you're maxing each of them out at 10. I think that can be better and we can catch these moves better. I just caught something being able to review it. So I like that. Because waiting for 10 minutes in order to figure out if a move is going to play, I mean, I get it, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. But I think 3 to 5 or maybe even 8 minutes could be the longest that I'm going to go. And I like to have it where it's not necessarily in sync, quote unquote, where maybe I have RSI like to be 5 and then CCI to be maybe 8 or keep it at 10. Okay. Bruv, you are still. This is what I'm talking about, man. Like, it never used to be this long to be able to. Okay, here the fuck we go. I was just about to talk about you. All right, here we go. Drop the RSI period to 3. Wait, let me do. Yeah, I'll go to 3. Drop the RSI period from 10 to 4. Now run it. Whoa. Run it for both years and let's gauge. All right, come on, whoa dear. I bet we're running version 5 of our immune reversion strategy. I just updated the RSI to be a little bit more faster. Go ahead and grab the summaries. I think this is going to work for our strat. All right, Gucci. RSI 4 is much more reactive. RSI 4 window now fires 55 to 65% of the bars, up from the lower rate of 10, but the 3 condition gate is still count reasonable. The shorter RSI period hits faster. Okay. Wait, there's only a total. Wait. Oh, the first 21 days each. I was about to say, bitch, what? Okay. Okay. Yes, run the full year for both. There we go. We should be a little bit better. There we go. This Iowa, that's Florida Gulf Coast. FDU. Oh, FGCU is Florida Gulf Coast. Okay, that's more like it. I was about to say. Okay, very clean. All right, now what I'm thinking is dropping. Let me drop this CCI period to 8 from 10. All right, now drop the CCI period from to, let me try 7. No, 8 from 10. Then we're going to be like going over our exits. Oh, you know what I didn't use is the brainstorming file. Yes, fucker. Yes, run both. All right, while that's happening, let me come back here. I forgot. I'm not going to hold you. So strat type is going to be mean reversion using QQQ. Strat conditions are going to be boom. These are the conditions. Yeah, that's all I need right there. I appreciate you. All right, and now what I'm going to be working on, so the data is going to be QQQ stock. Oh, y'all cannot see that. 64 QQQ stock data and options. And then we're going to be working on the exits right now. All right, bet. We just updated a few things. I made the CCI a little bit faster and RSI as well. Now I want to gauge how the signal generation is going. Okay, beautiful. That's what I'm screaming. Okay, CCI generates 25% more signals than 10. The shorter period crosses more frequently, giving more time to trigger. The gray jumped from 10% from 7.9. The stronger CCI factor. Okay. Explain what is CCI and how it works, so we can make sure that we're on the same page. The commodity channel index measures how far the price has deviated from the statistical average normalized by the typical volatility. So the formula is going to be the typical price, high, low, close volume. So using the stock data, that I'm going to be using SMA to mean over the typical price, and then deviating from the typical. Okay, bet. The 0.15 constant was chosen by the created Donald Lambert, so that 75% of CCI vols fall between. Okay. We don't care about CCI levels for entries. We use the zero cross as a timing trigger. When CCI crosses from the negative to positive, it means that the momentum just flipped from bearish to bullish, combined with RSI showing oversold for the last 6 bars. The price at the lower bar of VWAP, band, and then the zero cross confirms that the reversal is actually starting, not just price sitting at the extreme going nowhere. All right, bet. Now let's talk about the exits for this strat. We are thinking TP1 14.8%. Yeah, 14.8%. Trail arm, and trail is going to be the trailing stop. Trail arm 8, and then trail distance is going to be 2%. So it's going to activate once we're up at 8% for the position, and then it's going to follow it 2%. So if it goes from 8 to 2, we're locking in at 2 instead of it crashed down to the stop loss. Stop loss 12%. And then max hold time 4 minutes. Thoughts? Before we proceed, now that we have the entry locked in based on this signal analysis we've done. Freaking A, my fault. There we go, fam. There we go. There we go. Good. Reasonable for premium. Straw arm distance. Okay. All right, I'll do that. Trail. And damn, no, bitch. We'll do the TP SL you recommend, but we are keeping our trail and max hold time. With that in mind, for this strat, when the signal triggers, what Greeks makes sense for the strat to use to select the option contract? Using delta min max of 0.2 to 0.60, premium min max 0.2 to 1.28. Thoughts? And where did I get that information? From our little fact finding session we did earlier, right, fam? So we was able to get that information from our little fact finding session, right? So we see the premium min max that works. I didn't pull the delta, but I think it said it before. So we got that from our. Okay, good constraints for 0 DTE with 4 minutes max hold time. The delta of 0.2 to 0.6, wide range for the strats. I'll narrow the sweet spot. Ideal 0.35, enough gamma to capture the VWAP reversion move, but not so deep in the money that the premium is expensive and the gains are muted. Below 0.3 delta, you're paying mostly for lottery tickets. They to eat you alive in 4 minutes if the move stalls. Above 0.5, premium gets thick and you're 4.2. Okay. Floor, reasonable, sweet spot. Let me keep it where I'm at. Premium filter is delta, then okay. Wait. We are going to keep our premium min max. Now let's talk about the option selection process and how that is going to work. Advise before we proceed so we can iron this part out. A team got beat 103 to 34, 103 points, and they only put up 34. Now, at one point in time, I think it was like 88 to like 21 at one point in time. Okay. So same. Okay. Filter calls. Okay. Remaining contracts. The highest gamma, delta closest 2.5, highest open interest, and then composite score. My recommendation, the composite score, something like gamma, open interest, delta. One more consideration, should we select a single contract per signal or allow the system to flag top 2 to 3 cabinets and select the cleaner for backtesting? Multiple gives us flexibility for live execution. Using the composite score, how is that going to work? And for the flagging multiple, what is the use case there, and how is the system, how is the strat going to ultimately pick which one to use? Maybe shadow picks, but still want this back test to ensure we validate this strat. Let's go. All right, good question. Let me break it down. For each eligible contract, excuse me, on the signal file, we compute, okay, gamma, delta, and then proximity. Okay, ranks all. Top scoring wins, simple, deterministic, no ambiguity. Shadow picks, you pick the #1 score contract to trade, but you also log 2 and 3 as shadow picks. In backtesting, you simulate all 3. The answer is, did pick 1 outperform pick 2 and 3? Validate the scoring weight. Were these cases where 2 and 3 would have hit TP while 1 stopped? Reversals or composite? Does open interest actually predict better field? Real signal. For live execution, you always take 1. Shadow picks are purely for backtest validation. Okay. Beautiful. All right. All right. We like it. So, what am I going to do? I need you to review a couple of back tests. So, where is it? Here it is. This is another mean reversion. I bet we like it and going to lock it in. Now review. We are going to take slippage, position, sizing, starting, capital, fees, data loading, pre-index, and other best practices from this strat. From this backtest, and also review trendy as well. See, now I'm giving it all the information. Library, hold on. You're under docs. QQQ. And then VIX data. Then once you get it, advise before we proceed with creating our backtest for this strat we are working on. Gucci. I thank you, bruv. I thank you. All right, you see another, y'all just saw another skill being used, the feature dev code explorer. Make sure you proper get what's going on here. Make sure we proper get. All right, I can close you. I can close you. I promise when it gets down time to being able to actually create the bot, like it's gonna be a lot faster. Like I'm taking the longest road to be able to do this, so y'all can see like my process, see how to be able to create a bot, understand. And again, I'm not saying that this is the best. I'm not saying that I am a quote unquote. Let me not say that. This is my process, fam, and how I do it. Y'all see there's a couple of things that I do need to get better at, and there's a couple of things that's not working, a couple of things that is working. So I've taken all of that to be able to create our little bot here. Oh, I think you are making the back test. Use BT dubs to ask a quick question without interrupting Claude's work. I didn't know that. No, that's interesting. I didn't know you could put BT dubs. F1 2025 and EA Sports FC now live in highlighter. I didn't know you can do that. It's damn, it almost was a month since the last time I streamed. That's crazy because the last time I streamed was February 23rd. It's February 20. It's March 21st, fam. I apologize. Again, I'm gonna be on my grizzy, bruh, when it comes to the streaming, bruh. I'm gonna be on it, man. Holy shit. Here we go. Here we go. I love it. All right, let's create it. Let's make sure that we also bring over all of the output metrics that those reference backtests have, so we can properly review performance of bot. Let's get this done. Let's get this done. I was gonna start like with my little soliloquy, but bro, I'm just gonna wait. I'm so glad I stopped you there because you would have folded. You would have folded, bruv. Damn, man. Okay. Quizá no besoin. Quizá no vle. Matter of fact, let me just go get ready so I can run this. Who run this? Y'all wanna look at another meme reversion strat that I had? Let me show y'all head and shoulders. The strategy that we're just looking at. This is a price action reversal pattern. The entry mechanism is going to be the end line, head and shoulders. So this is a candlestick based strategy, right? So I'm using the head and shoulders principle to be able to find if there is an opportunity to be able to bet on the reversal and if it works. So let me just run this strat so you can see it. And this is just another one of our meme reversion strats that I haven't made into a bot yet. That is just sitting in my little incubator. Then once it's ready to run, then we can actually run it. Yeah. So there's all of our strategies, unless I tell you otherwise, but all of our strategies start with $100, fam. So this strategy was able to go from $100 to $52,823.42, right? It took 321 trades, and out of those 321 trades, it was able to win 228. Otherwise, 71% of the trades. The average, let me make sure you're still doing your thing. Yeah. Average is 291. Average loss is 148. Max drawdown is 15.8. That's not that bad. Profit factor is 4.83. What is the profit factor? Profit factor is letting me know that the strategy felt so bad, right, about losing money that for every $1 that it lost, it made $4.38 back. We did skip 90 trades. There was a couple skip on in trade, no fill, and then no option. So this is not bad performance at all. And I think this is one of these bots, a strat, excuse me, that I'm going to create in a bit here. But the first things first is being able to make this QQQ meme reversion strat. So I'm just sitting here waiting for the file. As soon as we get the file, we'll be able to proceed, bruv. If there are any questions that you shall have. Oh, Fair Lie Dickinson. I promise, every single year, when I watch the March Madness, I learn of a new college in this U of S of A. Hold on 2 seconds, bro. I'm gonna call you in like 2 seconds. Oh, hold on. Streaming, bruv. Maybe like everybody want to talk when you streaming, bruv. But we're almost there. Let's just wait for this file. As soon as we get it, we'll be able to actually run through it. I'm not gonna guarantee, because you know what they say about guarantee and assuming, but bruv, like, it never used to take this long. Holy shit. This whole being able, there you go. That's how I know it's almost done. You saw it just sped up. Okay. Let's go run our back test now. Patience pays. What do y'all think is going to happen? Is patience going to pay? Is patience going to pay? Yeah, that's a pun on words. But is patience going to pay? Oh, fuck. Patience is definitely going to pay, bruv. Fix. Quick timestamp issue. A quick fix, yeah. Quick fix. Here we go. All right. Let's run it. Let's see what you bought. Let's run it, fam. Let's get it, shorty. Ooh. All this time. All this time, bro. All this time. You know what I want to do? And I think I just should have review and advise. Patience didn't pay there. And I think this is a good thing, right? Because you actually get to see like a strat didn't work out, and that's okay. Like sometimes strats don't work out, fam. Sometimes they do not work out, and if they do not work out, I'm not going to make this video any. Okay, good data. Okay. The account didn't find trades. Okay. Put disaster. Stop loss is punishing. No, this is what I'm going to do. Let's drop the max hold time from 4 to 2 minutes. And reduce the SL penalty. Holy cow, hold on. Reduce the stop loss penalty. Nope. And then what do I want to do? The SL is punishing with slippage, and then also reduce or make it a bit better the SL penalty, so it is not as damaging, so we can actually gauge performance of backtest. Bruv. Look at that, and it's about to compact. And it's about to compact. Okay. All right. Patience pays. Does she pay though? Does she pay? Does it pay? What didn't work? What didn't work? All right. Something is not. using terminal commands, then advise findings. I think what I'm going to do is hit the grand old pause button, big fam, big bruv. And I think I want to come back later tonight and stream again and like retry this whole creation of the mean reversion strat. Because I think what I have is something that I just need to look into a little bit more. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna all right, deeper analysis. That'll be Gucci. Oh, still in your hand. The 31 trades hit. Okay, the back test stopped. No signals. The real story is that the 2-minute hold time made the stop loss exits rarer because the trades got kicked out by the time before they hit the 10%, but the timestamps are now slightly negative instead of the mean. The reversion didn't happen in the 2 minutes. No. So this is what I want to do, because patience does pay, but patience pays when like I can actually refuel the mind. So I'm going to hit the pause button. You see we're on version 3. This isn't really working out the way I wanted to right now, but that's the thing when it comes to being able to build out algo strats, right? Sometimes it works out for you. Sometimes you need to be able to go back to the drawing board. This is one of those instances where I need to go back to the drawing board. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'll be back later tonight, and I'm gonna stream tonight at like 8 p.m. tonight being March 21st 2026, on making this strat work, right, and being able to see what I'm not seeing right now. So it is your boy